Hi, this is Mariah Gullo from The Hollywood Reporter, and we're in studio today with the cast of The Long Dumb Road. We have writer-director Hannah Fidell.
Hello.
Stars Tony Revolori and Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah!
Yeah!
That's us! We did it!
Hey! So congratulations, the movie is out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, the movie's out.
I wanted to know from each of you, do you have your own personal nightmare road trip story?
I don't
think I've ever had a nightmare road trip, but I've had like moments where that were kind of like, oh geez, oh god.
What were your memorable moments from road tripping?
I remember we were driving cross country. My dad, 3 uncles, and maybe 7 cousins in a kind of like white van from LA to Maryland, Silver Spring, Maryland.
Uh-huh.
And it took us like 3 days, and it was really, really fun. But my dad, who was the oldest of all the, adults, kind of led the road trip, and he hates stopping. So whenever the kids needed to pee, he was like, "There's a bottle. There's a bottle."
Oh no!
And we would always have to, do it, and because we're kids, we'd all just mess with each other while it's like, shaking each other while we're doing it to see if we could like mess each other up. It was not smart in any way.
So you guys arrived in Maryland just soaked in urine.
Yes.
That does sound like a nightmare. I did a cross-country drive once. I was living in New York. I came to LA for pilot season, to audition and right at the beginning of my career. Very excited. But I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drive so that I have my own car out there, which would be perfect. And then I'm going to take my time. I'm going to have fun. And so I did it I took like a week to do it. I just meandered through. I went the southern route, and all I did was eat barbecue and Dairy Queen.
I did that.
And by the time I got to LA, I had scheduled new headshots to be taken. And I'm not even kidding, at least 10 pounds heavier. And those are headshots that I never even used because my manager and I referred to them as fat face. It was just like a weird puffy face that I had. This is before I had a beard or anything. So it was like the picture is bananas.
Do you still have the photos?
Of course. Yeah. I'll sign one for you.
How about you, Hannah?
I don't have one. I don't have
really?
one. Yeah.
How interesting.
I know. But all of my road trips end up just being like, okay, where are we going to eat next? And so
sure.
It's,
I mean, that's the most important question.
Tour of the South. Yeah.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
So Hannah, why the title of The Long Dumb Road?
Honestly, my co-writer and I wanted to see if anyone would tell us no.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Funny.
Yeah. And no one did.
Yeah.
And is it too late to change the name of the movie?
I would love it if they came in right now and were like, ooh, sorry, Universal says no to the title right now. They're changing the title right now while it's in theaters.
Yeah.
You just see the poster change its name.
Slowly the font changes. To Deadpool 3.
So tell me about the challenges of making a road trip movie, because it's kind of an American classic.
It is an American classic. I think our biggest challenge, just in terms of our film, we're just having a long enough shooting schedule so that we could get all of the locations and be able to get everything that we wanted. It just inevitably with a road trip film, you have to go to places and you're not just in one location for the entire film. So production-wise, it was quite challenging.
Yeah. The movie is really visually super interesting. I love all of the big wide shot scenes.
Yeah.
What about America do you love? What's your kind of shot?
What about America do I love?
Right, the classic American landscape.
Right. Well, I grew up on the East Coast, and so to me, the American Southwest, where this road trip takes place, feels very foreign. And I've done that drive a million times. I used to live in Texas myself, but it just feels iconic. It like when you think of a road trip, you think of seeing the saguaro cacti, you think of the desert, and so it was sort of a no-brainer to set the movie in that landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was fun to like interact with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To have to have it be a road trip that is through like these little small towns. These are not like these, not until the end do we find like a city or do we find anything that resembles anything much larger. It really is like the juxtaposition for me of, or I don't know about for you too, but of the enormous, beautiful, oftentimes like panorama of the American Southwest juxtaposed with the claustrophobia of being stuck in the minivan for us, like was kind of great. It was really fun to be like, oh, like here we are, in these kind of beautiful vistas, but
we can't get out.
The story we're telling is that we are driving each other crazy in this confined space.
Yeah.
So Richard's character, Jason's character, is very specific. Were you writing with somebody in mind?
It's based on her. No? That's what I was...
The original draft, the character's name was Hannah.
Actually, Universal wants to change it back. So we can know everywhere.
No, I don't write for a specific actor. I certainly, as soon as I met with Jason, I knew that he was perfect for the role. So I could not think of anyone who could do it better.
I mean, Mark Rylance, probably. Ben Mendelsohn, maybe. I mean, like, iconic. Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda could do it.
I don't want to say that there are 3 scenes in this movie in which Tilda Swinton is playing my part, because I don't want to blow anything up, but there are, much like Suspiria, she's playing multiple characters in multiple films right now. She's out there. Just find it. Go to the movies, see the movie, find Tilda.
They should make like a Where's Waldo, Where's Tilda?
Yeah. Where's Tilda? Figure out which scene Tilda Swinton is playing Richard in the movie. She had to go
That
through
was
like
a good scene.
6 hours of hair and makeup. They had to apply every beard hair to her face.
Kudos, she was great.
She was great. She does a much better me than me.
Tell me a little bit about the chemistry between the two of you, Tony and Jason.
Didn't like each other from
At
the
all.
jump.
Yeah.
Really antagonistic.
He's, never shuts up.
Also not
And just does
not a
not.
fan. Really. Like, of his work.
He's never seen any of my work,
Nope.
and he's not a fan.
Nah, not interested.
Yeah.
It's
it's okay though. I
all
think
the behind the scenes,
problem
just
with
like
him
this.
though
Boo.
is
No, I think we got really. This is credit to Hannah, who, because Tony and I didn't know each other
At all.
prior to this at all, and that bit of casting alone, because so much of the movie is
these two characters.
like isolated in a car. If it didn't work, if the chemistry was off, if we didn't have a good rapport, it would have been a much different thing,
I will say-
experientially, and then also as the film as a result.
Yeah, I think kudos to you as well, forcing us to go into an escape room.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that genuinely set the foundation of like, okay, we're locked in a room together. We have to figure this out.
Yep.
And it was a quick and easy way of figuring out roles, positions, things, chemistry, and everything. Did you get that footage, or did you get
No.
to keep it? What?
Oh
They
yeah.
tape you?
I'm
Yeah, they
assuming.
film you.
Yeah, we did an escape room prior to shooting.
Have
because
you
we've
ever
never
done
We've
one
never met.
before? Have you ever
I've
done
never
it?
done
I
one.
had.
He had though.
I had, and it was his first time, and he did better than I did.
We did great together
together.
because it's all about teamwork.
Sorry.
One of my favorite scenes is when you guys sneak up on Ron Livingston in his house.
Oh yeah.
That kind of build up and the tension was hilarious. How did you put that scene together?
My favorite thing is just the sneaking around and the crouching in the middle of the day, which makes no sense
Yeah.
whatsoever. It's like
Yes, the determination.
I think it was a bit of just not bad. Like it's just bad, or people being bad thieves.
Yeah.
Just not really understanding.
No, Tony is the worst thief.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But like
I steal
really like
hearts.
excited to get into it.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
no,
that
it was-
turn that Nat makes of like, no, I'm gonna act.
I'm
now.
gonna do
Yeah.
it. It was really, really fun to play with Nat having all that determination and gumption and just really forcing his way through
I remember
it.
you kept saying, "Do you think I have enough gumption in this?" And you kept saying, "Hannah, more or less gumption. Should I dial up the gumption
No,
or dial it down?"
I do distinctly
Hannah
remember.
saying less gumption.
I do remember asking more Brittany, less Brittany.
Yeah.
Because
You were
there's-
doing
there's-
this like very sexy
More Britney?
crawl on the ground.
It was some weird. It was. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I like slide down all the way to the ground and I crawl over to the keys. And for whatever reason, my slow crawl, being quiet, is like seductively
It was-
sexy.
It's erotic, which helps the movie because the movie is an erotic thriller.
And the good on Hannah for like just being like pull the pants down just a little and we're doing a tight butt shot. Do you remember that?
Didn't use
Nope.
it though. Didn't use
No,
it.
no, but she has it somewhere. But no, I think
Next
don't know.
question.
More gumption.
more
More gumption.
gumption. It's a very underused word.
Of
I
course.
like the
I
word.
don't know. Hey, I think you should use it way more.
Way more.
Yeah, over the course of these interviews, use it. See if you can use it 6 more times. All
I got it.
right.
I got it.
Tell me a little bit about like the lessons learned in this movie. I feel like
Yeah.
there are some lessons learned, there are some lessons not learned. But what did you want to like? What ideas did you want to bring forth with the journey that these two characters are on?
I guess the lesson I think Nat picked up most is that the world and the American dream and all these things are completely it's outdated a bit, I think. And he learned that anything can be the American dream if you put enough gumption into it.
Interesting. Using gumption.
No, but I genuinely do think it's kind of old way of thinking that there's one specific path to get what you want, and I think that's the biggest lesson he learns through hanging out with Richard, is figuring out I can have different path and that's okay.
Well, he becomes in charge of his own destiny.
Right.
And he makes choices by the end instead of just
Instead
doing
of
what
going-
everyone tells him to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through the power of gumption.
To the power of gumption.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Do you see a sequel happening where these two characters will meet again?
The longer dumb
I would
road.
love nothing more than for that to happen.
And then there is that's already in the works.
But it's going to be like the before series. It's going to take
A
place
prequel.
10
years
10
later.
years later. No, it'll be all
Oh.
every time we meet up again, it'll be like 10 or more years will
Yep.
have passed.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, like before sunset,
Exactly.
sunset,
Exactly.
before
Yeah.
sunrise. I love that.
yeah.
by the end
How
of it, they fall in
romantic.
love.
Yeah.
Very romantic.
Yeah.
In the second one, you become like a rich millionaire, right?
Yeah, total
You
rich
somehow
millionaire.
like you're
The whole thing-
It's the
You win at
casino.
Vegas.
You
It's
win,
a
you win
road
in
trip.
Vegas.
It's a road trip, but it's in the air. It's jets. The whole thing takes place in jets.
And then the third movie, what you don't know, is a sequel to the Fast and the Furious franchise.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
Perfect.
fully animated.
I'm not saying space is involved, but space is involved.
And Tilda Swinton.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Oh no, she's completely replacing him.
She plays
Contract
yeah,
issues.
Yeah. I will not work with these two again ever. But Tilda, as me, will work with them forever.
And she's great. She's just
She's
lovely.
doing a lot of my parts now, and it's great. It frees me up to do a whole bunch of stuff.
And she just uses your name.
I'm just like, chick, it just is Tilda available? Put her in a beard. Let's do this.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. The movie is The Long Dumb Road. It's out in theaters.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Check
much.
it out. Thank you.
Bye.